is Benjamin, and in this fresh program, I'll still be your facilitator. In reinforced concrete design of buildings, this software, Quick Civil Series, is one of the fastest softwares needed to design your structures and also publish them very fast. It's among the softwares I always cherish when it comes to design of reinforced concrete structures, particularly on buildings. Okay, and then I'm gonna be showing you on how to use this software very effectively. So I'll be guiding you on how you can model your structures with this software, and then how you can analyze the structures, how you can also design the structure, and how you can generate your results, detail them, and export them to AutoCAD. So I'll be guiding you on this process. So the first thing you have to do when you open this software is to click on modeling. This is the modeling option or the modeling icon. Now the working environment of this software is very user friendly, and anybody can get very compatible with its usage. So you click on the modeling option and we start our modeling. Now I will be teaching you two methods of generating your models, generating your grid lines and your floors in this program. So, and the first method is the automatic method, whereas we also have a manual method of modeling your axis or grid elements, and also adding of your panels. So let us see the first method we have in getting your axis points and your panels. So you click on the shake on the modeling option and select create automatic drawing grid / panels. Now we want to create automatic drawing grids in the program. For the grid extension length, I'm not going to change anything here. Then for the number of S grid lines, I may decide to change this to 5. And the number of Y grids, I want to change the number of Y grids to 5. And the grid S interval distance, that is the span length, I want to use let us use 3000 millimeters. And for the Y interval distance, let us use 4000 millimeters. This is 3000. Okay, add extra 0 to it, and then you click on create grid and floor layout. Now the software is gonna create an automatic grid element for us, and the panels being added. We can use this button to go down a little bit. Okay, we can still go down to view our complete panels. Now these are the panels that has been generated automatically. These are the panels that has been generated in the program. Okay, this is very fast, and then at this point we can start adding floors and creating our columns. Okay, that is for the first method of creating axes and adding panels. And then the next method we are going to be talking about is the manual method. This manual method, I always prefer using the manual method because I always work on complex designs where for this particular one you have definite structure and the panels are equal. That is where you can use this automatic method to generate your panels. Then in a point where you don't have a regular structure or regular panels or equal panels, the recommended type or the recommended process to use is the manual method. So I'm going to show you how to use this manual method to generate your panels in the program. Okay, we have a fresh working environment and I want to generate our panels. So all I have to do is to click on the rectangular panel. So in this program, it's always very good when you select this ruling level is always very important in this program. So each boss here represents 500 millimeters. Each boss represents 500 millimeters, so it's always good to click from the start point of a particular boss, and you can now move your mouse. So I clicked this point and I moved the mouse. There is a reason behind clicking that point. So if you click and move your mouse to any point, you can drop at any point. Okay, you can drop at any point, and you click on the panel you've dropped. You come over here and change the details about the panel. So we scroll up a little bit. Okay, so here we can change the height of our panel. For instance, I want the height of this panel to be 3000 millimeters, 3000, and then the width of the panel to be 4000. Okay, now we've been able to create this one panel. Now let us use this panel to reference another panel. So we click on this panel and then click on reference by panel. Now I want to reference this panel by the right. Okay, copy selected right, so we click this one. Now the panel will be referenced by the right. So all I have to do now is to select the panel, and I'll still come over here and change the panel dimension. So I have the height as 3000, and I can change the width of the panel. For instance, I want to use the width as 2000. Okay, let us use the width as 2400 millimeters. Okay, we can click outside. Now we've been able to create two panels in this project. Now we can click this other panel again. This is the first panel we created, and so we click this first panel we created, and we still click the reference by panel. Now we want to reference the panel by copy selected bottom. Okay, so that means we are going down. We are going down. We have a panel we want to reference down. So what we have to do now is to click on this copy selected bottom, and this panel will be referenced below. So we click on this panel and edit some of the properties of the panel. So here we change the height of the panel. I want to use 2000 as the height of the panel, and I'll click. And over here I want to, okay, let us change the width of this panel again. Let us use 2500 as the width of this panel, and we click outside again. Now the panel has been completely readjusted. Okay, the panel has been completely readjusted. So here we can now use this panel to reference another panel at this point, and all I have to do is to click on reference by panel. Let us reference it by the right. Okay, and over here we change the dimension of that panel. So we can set the value of the height. Let us use 3000 millimeters as the height, 3000, and we can also set the width of the panel. Here I want to use 2400 as the width of the panel. Okay, assuming in a structure where we have this kind of panels, you see the panel pattern, they are not the size of the panels are different, and that's why I had to use the manual method. So in a case where you have complex designs, that is the recommended panel system to be used. At this point we can now create our ground beams. You can now create our ground beam. So all you have to do next is to click on create new beam slash span. So click on this, and our beam this thing will be created. Now the beam span directions has been created. Okay, and at this point you cannot add column. So what we have to do next is to click on copy structure, copy floor. So if you click on copy floor, if you just want to add one floor, if you just want to have one floor, you can create this, click on this, and but now we want to have some multiple floors, so we click on create multiple floors. So I'm having selected create multiple floors. Here the number of floors here is 3. We have the number of floors here as 3. Now the software designs the first floor as the foundation, and then the second floor as the that is the second level as the first floor, and then the third level as the second floor. Okay, that is how the foundation and that is how the software does its own design. That means if we have this, let us see what we are going to have in our view. So we click this tray, and then we click on apply floor level changes. So if you this apply floor level changes, you only select it if you want to modify your floor system. Okay, that is not the next thing you're going to click. So having selected the number of floors you want to add, and then clicking on your roof GK and your roof QK, which comes by default, and then depth of roof beam, we are going to be leaving it as 300 is okay, and then you click on copy and create multiple floor. Then we click yes. We click yes. We can now close. Now our multiple floors has been created. The multiple floors has been created. So to see what we've just done, now we click on view, and we click on 3D display. Let us use this button to scroll down and see how it looks like. You see, we added 3 floors. The first floor serves for the ground, the second floor serves for the first suspended floor, and the third for the second suspended floors. Then CivilSoft also designs uses the final slab as to generate the roof load for the structure. Okay, this replaces the roof load. Okay, that is for the final slab, and then that means we have 2 suspended floors. You have to disregard this final floor because it is used to generate the load for the roof load. Okay, so in this one we added 3, we have 2 suspended floors. So we can click back on the floor plan, and then we click on the modeling. So let us use this button, click on this scroll bar button, and this is our model, the plan of our model. Here we can as well make changes to the size of our beams and our floor patterns. Okay, now we have these structural members. We have these structural members, and we want to make changes on the structural members. First, let us start with the floor slab. Let us start with the floor slab. This is for the ground floor. So to make changes on this ground floor slab, all we have to do is to click the ground floor, and we come over here and we change the depth of the floor. Okay, if we change the depth of the floor, we can scroll down again. That is the height of the floor height, or the slab thickness. We'll go down and change the panel type. The panel type, this is a 2-way spanning slab. We can also scroll down again to work on the edge condition of this slab. So this is the panel type. We click on the panel type and we select the panel type. The panel type is a 2-way spanning slab, and we scroll down again to work on the edge condition of our slab. Okay, we have the panel edge condition over here. We have the panel edge condition over here. So you click on this ellipse to set the edge condition. Now looking at this panel is 2 adjacent edges discontinuous. So we have over here, we select the 2 adjacent edges discontinuous. So we click on this other panel, and we also select and change the edge condition of that panel. We also have that panel as 2 adjacent edges discontinuous. We also have this panel as the same stuff. It's the same panel type. We select it. and we'll have this final panel condition as this panel is still the same thing, the same edge condition, and this panel, we want to use this panel to design as our staircase. So we scroll down a little bit and change the panel type. Here you click on this ellipse and change it to staircase void. So this panel is our staircase void, so we can click on the next floor to change this panel as our staircase void. Under the panel type, we change it as our staircase void. Click the next floor and we change it as our staircase void for this panel. Staircase void, and the roof level, it will have to be covered because there is a roof coming on top of the stuff over there. So at this point, you can also make changes on, this is the ground beam. We can also make changes on the ground beam. So if you want to make any change on your ground beam, what you have to do is to click on any beam you want to make changes on. So click on this beam, and here you can change the breadth of the beam, and here you can change the depth of the beam. Okay, for now we are going to be leaving it the way it is. We have the beam breadth as 225 and we have the beam depth as 450. So you click outside to the selected beam. You can also make changes on your columns. If you want to make changes on the columns, you see select the column point here, and okay, you can select the column point at the ground floor. You have to click this shift to open the next floor. Then at this point we can select the columns and make changes on the columns. Okay, you can scroll this thing a little bit up and change some properties about the column, like the column dimension or the column section. This is the column size. We can change the column size to 450 by 225. But for now we are going to be designing this column having this section of 225 by 225. Okay, so we still recheck our model and see how it looks like in the 3D view. So I still scroll down a little bit and I see how our model looks like. You can see this part where I deleted this panel because of our staircase presence. That is how you can model using this software. It's very interactive. So I click back on the floor view and I use this to scroll up a little bit. That is that for this class. In my next exposition class, I will be showing you how you can use this software to carry out a fast analysis and a fast design and detailing in the program. I hope you enjoyed this short video clip.